All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, another NBA offseason video. But we are going to chat about the regular season. I'm going to give my regular season predictions. This is part three of my Eastern Conference portion of these videos. Uh, in this video, we're going to talk about from the top left of your screen, working our way down, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Detroit Pistons, the Chicago Bulls, the Eastern Conference champions from last year, Indiana Pacers, and the newly reloaded um, Cleveland Cavaliers. So this video and the other videos in this playlist um, have been me just dissecting the teams a little bit, giving you updates on injuries for these teams, um, talking about win projections and all that good stuff. So if that interests you, stick around. If you want to hear about your favorite team in the East, this is going to be the last video of the East. I'm going to do the West next. Check out the playlist. I'll put a card in the top right corner. I'll take you right to the video. So yeah, let's jump into this this part. Let's jump into this part. If you like what I have to say, like the video. If you have any opinions, comment down below. And if you like the vibes, consider subscribing. So this is part three. This worked out perfectly because both conferences are going to have three parts. It'd be 6 parts in total. Actually, 7 parts because I'm going to do a full breakdown of who I think is going to be really good this year. I am doing this by divisions, but the divisions don't really matter in the NBA. It's just an easier way for me to talk about each team in depth. I do have the rosters up, I do have my initial thoughts, and I have my win projections up as well. So let's jump right into it. I said that already. I know, I ramble. Let's talk about the reigning Eastern Conference champion, um, Indiana Pacers here. Um, let's before I give you my thoughts here. Um, let's talk about the roster because the roster is not looking great. They are without Tyrese Halliburton, lost to an Achilles injury during the finals, so I expect he will not play at all this year. Lost Miles Turner to, I guess, would be called free agency. Yeah, free agency sort of dealio. You lost Thomas Bryant. You lost a couple other guys who does remain on this team, however, and who will try to. I don't think they're going to get to the same heights they did last year. I think that's unfair to assume they would get there because last year was such almost an anomaly. And I think it'd be more likely if Tyrese was healthy that you could see them repeat that anomaly and it become the norm for them to be in like Eastern Conference Finals and maybe a couple finals for this latter half of the decade. But without Tyrese, it's a tall task. Some of the players on the team, just going through them because I like to not look at the teams. I just like to write down my initial thoughts about the team, talk about that, and then talk about the roster. But with this team, I think it's important to talk about the roster because it's not looking great. But I think I have a little bit of hope. Let's see, guys I like on this team. They added Jay Huff. Um, he's okay. I don't think he's ever really had a permanent starting role, so he's gonna be their starting center, which is crazy. At least that's what I speculate. You have DeLon Wright, who's okay. You have Isaiah Jackson, who's okay. I think he's coming off. One of these guys coming off a knee injury or something. I forget which one it was. I'd have to look it up. Um, Isaiah Jackson's okay. James Wiseman, was it NBA champion James Wiseman, uh, Tony Bradley, um, Obi Toppin, Johnny Furphy, Ben Shepherd, Jerice Walker. Um, these are some of the odder names. The ones I think that are really going to need to step up this year are guys like Benedict Mathurin, guys like Andrew Nemhard, guys like Aaron Neesmith, um, guys like Pascal Siakam. Those guys are really going to need to step up and up their production or just up something. Just there needs to be something positive on this team this year, and it needs to be I don't want to say cobbled together, but it needs to be cobbled together. It needs to um, really be on everybody to do a little bit of everything to try to make this team um, good again this year. And I think Coach Rick Carlisle is going to do a fine job. He's coached worse teams than this, I think. So I think he's familiar with this sort of coming off a championship run, not the way you want it to be, but you have to deal with it and you have to mold the team once more. To get into the win projections, this is from BetMGM Sportsbook. Shout out them for these win projections in these last three videos. Um, the projected wins for the Pacers is 38, and I think 38's a little high. Maybe a little less. I don't really know. I have to see. It's gonna be very interesting to see the first couple games of preseason if all the Pacers are playing, and it's gonna be a very interesting first month of basketball for the Pacers because there's guys like Benedict Mathurin who has that sort of alpha dog mentality, and can he lead a team? I don't know. Um, Pascal Siakam, NBA champion, I think really went up a level in the play this past playoff run. I don't know if he could do it for a full season though. You got guys like Aaron Neesmith, who's very good, who I like a lot. I like Benedict Mathurin and I like Aaron Neesmith, to be completely honest. Andrew Nemhard has been told that it's been said by many people that he's going to be running point guard this year, so that's going to be an interesting experiment. I don't think he's ever really, let me see, ran the one full time. I mean, I can look at it right here. He played shooting guard. He played shooting guard in 2022, 2023, and he played shooting guard last year. And then in 2023, 2024, he played point guard full time. Um, been pretty healthy his whole career too. To be fair to him. Let's see. Did any of his production? No, he's around the same. He's gonna need to take a jump though. His career average is 9 points, 9.5 points a game. He's gonna need to take a step up. I'm gonna at least need to get to 15. At least need to get to 15. Um, Well, let me get into my first reactions here. Um, they are the Eastern Conference champs. They are going to be without Tyrese. They lost um, Miles Turner to free agency. He's in the same division. He's in the same conference. He's on the Bucks now. We'll talk about them in a minute. Um, I don't know how they're going to do. I think they can surprise a lot of people with their resilience, but fall short of everyone's expectations. Their own expectations might be a bit more realistic. In that they won another postseason appearance, but I don't know if that's possible. I like how they tried to recover some of their depth and retain some of their stability at certain positions, but I don't have high hopes for this team, but maybe that's good. And I say that might be good because if you just set the expectations low and you're like, well, they're going to win, let me just project like they're going to win 35 games, right? My personal projection. And then they go out and win 40. You're like, well, they won 5 more games than I thought they would. And they're probably not in the play-in or maybe borderline play-in, but this team's resilient. It's tough that this is like the first team that doesn't have like a pacer that's been there forever. Like I think, I mean, I know the maybe the longest tenured now pacer is Tyrese maybe, but um, it's a weird young team and it's a gap year. It's a gap year for a team that almost won the championship in surprising fashion, but also it's a weird gap year because you you don't know if you should go for it. There's no benefit in going for it. There really isn't a benefit. I mean, could you talk yourself into maybe, hey, um, this ups the value of guys like Benedict Mathurin, guys like Aaron Neesmith, guys like Jarice Walker, guys like Ben Shepherd, that next year in the offseason you could trade maybe a couple of those pieces, get somebody else, and then actually like reload for next year and be like, okay, now we're going back to the finals. That's something you could do, but that's way far in the future. Um, I think Rick Carlisle definitely has his work cut out for him next year. Was it in a month now? This month, yeah. At the end of this month, yeah, he's gonna have the work cut out for him this year. Um, but we'll see. Um, I don't expect a lot. Like I said, don't expect a lot. Let's move on to the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the hottest teams from last year. They started last year, um, on a crazy one run. What was it? It was like 18 games in a row, 19, 20, something like that they won in a row, undefeated for a while. And as everybody thought, they pitter pattered out in the playoffs. I think due to some injury. um, due to maybe some of their depth not really showing up. Um, anyways, let's talk about this year. Their projected wins are 56 this year. Uh, my first reaction is this is one of my favorite teams from last year, one of the most surprising, and they've ramped up their roster, adding guys like Lonzo Ball and Thomas Bryant. They just added literally before media day. Thomas Bryant, good backup. Um, I think they are poised for another great regular season. The postseason is where they need to make major strides. Their depth and hopefully some better health can help them. Um, Struce and DG, well, Struce and Darius Garland, pardon me, might miss the beginning of the regular season. To be announced. I haven't seen any update on that. Maybe I should look that up. But they have good coaching. I like Kenny Atkinson a lot. I think he's a great guy, great coach, great leader. His X's and O's are a little suspect sometimes, but I think that's every great coach. And 56 wins is super high, but and the highest thus far over the course of the last two videos and this one. This is 56 wins is the highest projection they've had in the East. So BetMGM has them winning the East essentially just by wins, by itself. Um, but for me personally, I think a conservative 52 wins would be right on the money. I think if they can get some good ground, they can really get off to a hot start like they did last year. They're going to rest some guys in the latter half of the season for sure. Try to really say, hey, let's get everybody healthy. Let's see what we have, because the last couple of times been in a playoff run, somebody's been injured. This has happened. That has happened. Um, let's see what we actually have. I think that'd be a good step. Let me see if. Oh my god, drop my phone. Let me see if there's any update on Darius Garland um, or Max Struess. Um, looking. No, I don't see anything right now. So it's to be announced. They might announce it later. I don't know. But without guys like Max Struess or Darius Garland, you do still have a lot of good depth. This team is loaded with talent. Um, just to name a few guys here, like I said, Thomas Bryant, um, Larry Nance returning to the Cavs after a stint when LeBron was last there. So that was what, like 20. Geez, when was that? That was 2018. Yeah, 20, no, 20, it might have been 2018. Yeah, Larry Nance. Last time he was in a Cavs jersey. Let me see. Do. Yep, 2018. Yep. 2017, 2018 to 2020, 2021. So we took a little pit stop in New Orleans and Atlanta. Now he's back in a Cavs jersey. What a wild ride for Larry Nance Jr. Father also played, Larry Nance Sr. for the Cavs. Like him, Sam Merrill's okay. Tyrese Proctor, unproven talent, okay. Jared Allen, good. Chumo Kiki, I like Chumo Kiki in spots. I think he fits in well with the defensive mindset that this team is going for. Lonzo Ball, probably the biggest offseason name they got. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be really good. Obviously, I think him and Darius are a bit injury prone. If both of them go out at once, then you run into a real problem. But I think the thought process is, hey, if one gets injured, the other one will be healthy. If one gets back and forth and back and forth, you don't want anybody to get injured. But that's the thought process. You have a plan B in Lonzo Ball, who can also take the primary defender, who can also be the primary defender, be the point of attack defender, instead of Donovan Mitchell having to do it, which would save Donovan Mitchell some wear and tear, some minutes as well. Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, like I mentioned, Max Struess. I forgot they had DeAndre Hunter. Wow, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade, Darius Garland. Man, oh man, what a team! Yeah, wow. So, in my perfect world, they've. I forgot they had Killian Hayes. That's funny. The Frenchman, Killian Hayes. Is he French? I don't even. I might be talking. No, he's from Lakeland, Florida. Why did I think he was French? Does he play for the French in that? I forget what he played in France, something like that. Let's see. In my perfect world, in a pure defensive lineup, you run like Lonzo, Okiki, Hunter, Mobley, and Allen, and you just nobody's getting past that. You could run Nance at the four, and then run um Mobley at the five. There's a bunch of different combinations you could run out there. It's gonna be very interesting to see what combinations once this team is fully healthy, Kenny Atkinson rolls out there with, because this is a very interesting and fun team. Um, let's move on to the next team. One second. There was no further update on Darius Garland that I can find. The only thing I can find about Max Strus is that he underwent surgery to repair a Jones fracture in his left foot, which he sustained during a recent offseason workout, and will miss approximately 3 to 4 months. So he'll probably miss till All Star break actually. So that's a thing I should probably change. Um, anything on? No, I don't see anything on Garland. So maybe he's healthy. Last I heard, he was still recovering from his injury. So we'll see what happens. Moving on here. Oh, by the way, bottom right Pacers, bottom left Cavaliers. If you're unaware, just saying. I know some people watching these videos. It's the first time you're watching this setup I got going on here. So if you don't know, now you know. Moving on, top left, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks, the Bucks, the Bucks, man. Where do we start with the Bucks? They're projected at 42 wins. That seems a, a little optimistic. I don't know. My initial reaction, my gut reaction is after a bit of a wild offseason, getting Miles Turner and having to let go of some of your players while making smart salary decisions because they had to waive and stretch Damian Lillard's freaking for 5 years, so until like 2030 they're paying Damian Lillard, who's no longer on the team. Um, the bet the this team doesn't scream postseason success, but it does interest me when it comes to the regular season. The team, depending on Giannis and Miles Turner, has potential to steal a lot of wins. Doc is a good regular season coach. I like the addition of Cole Anthony and some of the other guys, not Kyle Kuzma. Um, definitely a team that can shake it up in the Eastern Conference in the regular season. 40 wins is more likely, but as I said, this is a regular season mix it up team. Yeah, I'm pretty much that's pretty much what I was thinking. Um, man, oh man. Okay, let's look at this roster. So I have a rule, right? I have like 3 rules of basketball when I watch basketball, right? I don't bet against LeBron James. I don't bet against Steph Curry. I don't. Well, I actually have a couple rules. There are a couple rules and players I don't just bet. Like I just don't. I have no confidence in betting against them. I don't bet against guys like LeBron, Steph, Jimmy Butler, Jokic, very few names, and Giannis is one of those names. I just don't bet against him, especially in the regular season. If his regular seasons are like MVP seasons, like just do like he's not even in the conversation anymore because he's that good. He just does it so consistently. Like, well, Giannis is having another good season. There he goes. That being said, however, Giannis cannot do it all. Um, this team has retained some of its depth. The only huge name they've managed to get, which was a huge shock, and I think it was the right move. It is the right move because it provides a good front court. Is Miles Turner, and I like Miles Turner a lot. I do. I wanted a lot more from him in the finals though, and he didn't show up. He never showed up for me. I was begging. You can go back and watch the video. I was begging Miles Turner just to hit like 3 threes. Didn't he hit 3, 4? He would hit like one, and then like he would take 5 more. They wouldn't go in. It was infuriating. Even though he had good defense, he's always been a good defender. The rest of the names on this team don't do it for me. Um, let's see here. Ryan Rollins, okay, former Warrior. Amir Coffey, okay. Um, Cole Anthony, good enough, I guess. Like he's the Damian Lillard replacement. I guess is he gonna start? I don't know. Doc Rivers likes to run some weird stuff sometimes. Torian Prince, not great. Gary Harris, okay. Oh, Gary Harris and Cole Anthony reconnect from Orlando in Milwaukee. Cool. Um, Kyle Kuzma, I have a burning disdain for Kyle Kuzma. Um, just not isn't an NBA player to me. Just isn't an NBA player. Bobby Portis, um, okay. 6 man type of guy. Kevin Porter Jr. Okay. Um, AJ Green, Andre Jackson. Yeah, nah. This scream again. This team doesn't scream playoff run to me. It does scream, however, regular season success, and that's what Doc Rivers' specialty is regular season success. At least when everybody's healthy, and I think that's enough. I think that's enough to say, hey, hell, maybe if we're good enough, we can even avoid the play-in. You know what I mean? But mm, I don't know. I don't think they avoid the play-in. I think they get around 40 wins. I think Giannis is good for 30 to 35 wins on a healthy season. And then Miles Turner can pick up like 5 of those wins. And then you got to count on everybody else to get you up to get you up to 45 or 40. What was it, 42? You got to count on everybody else to get you over the 40 over the 2 game hump that would get you to 42. Um, Looking at the latest stuff on the Bucks, if they have any new news here. Um, doesn't look like a whole lot of anything is happening. um, uh, okay, yeah. I think the biggest noticeable difference on this team is they've had this is a completely different Bucks team to the one that won the championship a few years ago, and that is a bit alarming. That's a bit disturbing. I said it in my Damian Lillard video where like you knew Damian Lillard wasn't going to play for a whole year. It was a dirty business. It's dirty. The basketball is dirty business. To cut and run on him, just waive and stretch him his contract. Get um, Miles Turner out of it. Bolster your front court. Just hope those two can take you to something. Just anything really instead of mediocrity. I think it's fine. Also, this is a really this is an American ass team. I think I said this in another video when I was looking at these rosters. There's only 2 people who aren't from America on this team, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo and Thanasis. Everybody else is an American in Milwaukee. That's a crazy thing. Um, so yeah, I'd say more around 40 wins. 40 wins is more conservative. That's on the conservative side. Moving on to um, well, actually heading up from Milwaukee to Detroit. We're going to talk about the Pistons. Um, the, the 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 things they did last year, I loved it. And this offseason has been a huge miss, unfortunately. Beasley being in some gambling scandal seeming to have done no wrong. Um, but it has tanked his value nonetheless. Um, the Pistons still haven't offered to bring him back. The departure of some key pieces and only being able to bring in Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert is worrisome, but I believe in the starting 5 and Cade Cunningham. So I think they have another year of growth. 45 wins seems reasonable. Might be able to actually get there. See, I can't agree. I can't agree with the projections. um, this is an American freaking team too. Damn, how many? I know America's like the capital of basketball. Like, well, Canadian invented basketball. That's neither here nor there, though. But a lot of this is supposed to be like the era of like foreign players and everything, and some of these teams like, nah, we're just all American and like a Swede and like a Canadian. It's funny. Um, yeah, like I said, man, this offseason has been kind of. I didn't love their offseason. I really didn't. I don't like it. I think what really screwed them up. I think they were poised to have a really good offseason, and then this Malik Beasley thing came out. Which again, it looks like he hasn't done anything wrong. Like he looks like he's gonna be cleared of all charges. He's just a suspect too, so he's it's not like he's been indicted or anything. But like that sort of stuff tanks your value, especially if it's a gambling thing, or supposed gambling thing. Um, I think the biggest thing for this team is that you have Jaden Ivey coming back, um, who missed a majority of last year, and you're hoping that's like your offseason acquisition almost. Um, yeah, he only played 30 games. Yeah, he didn't even play half the season. Like 30 games. Was having a good year too, 17 points. Um, you hope Jaden Ivey is your offseason acquisition. Just getting him healthy will bolster your roster. Um, you did lose guys like um, who they lose? They lose Tim Hardaway Jr. Somebody I could just go back here. Hold on. Or am I trying to guess and I can just hit the go back button? Yeah, you lost Tim Hardaway Jr. You lost Dennis Schroeder, who got there midseason, I believe. Yeah, you lost a couple guys who really did some big stuff for you in the postseason. Um, the rest of this roster, Paul Reed, okay. Um, Chaz Lanier, okay. Karis LeVert, that was one of their big offseason acquisitions. I think replacing Malik Beasley with Karis LeVert is trying to justify that, hey, we need somebody else who can score. Let's just go get anybody and you go Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert is the middest of mid. He's the middest player of all time. He's fine. He's literally just fine. He's going to be heading into his ninth year or 10th year, I believe. Um, I don't have a lot of Karis LeVert can be a black hole sometimes, and you don't want that for guys like Cade Cunningham who need the ball, guys like Asor Thompson who is going to have to grow with handling the ball, shooting the ball, and all this other stuff. You also have another black hole in Tobias Harris, um, and then you have bigs that need to get fed. You have Jalen Duren, you have Isaiah Stewart, you have where is he? You have where is he? No, that's it. Yeah, those are the two bigs. Yeah, um, it's a little concerning. You got Duncan Robinson, who's a catch and shoot guy who hopefully can revive his career. Um, Cade Cunningham, like I mentioned, the star of this team. Tobias Harris, Ron Holland, Marcus Sasser. I already mentioned Stewart, Duran, and Thompson. Um, I think, like I said, I think this team is gonna. I don't expect anything from this team. I think the biggest thing about this team right now, after the success of last year and tasting it, is getting back to that point, but also prioritizing maturing as players and growing the game, like growing your own personal game. Like again, like I mentioned, I think Osor Thompson needs to grow his game a little bit. We have to see what Marcus Sasser can really be, what Ron Holland can really be. Um, I mean, if Jaden Ivey can come back 110%, we can really see what he can be. Him and Cade in the backcourt, hopefully. Um, and yeah, you're kind of just hoping for growth this year. 45 wins seems reasonable. I'm expecting another leap from Cade Cunningham, even though he had a really bad playoff run. I think he can really continue to grow. Just looking at his stats right here, I think the only thing that needs to grow is maybe his 3 point. Maybe actually, maybe tune the 3 point attempts down because he's sitting around 35. He's a 33 for his career. If you turn it down to like maybe like 4 game, you could probably get up to like 38 maybe. That'd be really good. Um, career high in scoring 26 last year. Career high in turnovers as well. Not great. Got to clean that up. Um, assists are up by a lot, which was really good. Rebounding was up as well. Um, and let's see, field goal. Field goal's about where you would like it. Yeah, he's been relatively healthy most of his career, which is really good. He was an All-Star last year, so I'm expecting big things from the star in Motor City, Detroit. Cade Cunningham, expecting big things. Now for the last one. Actually, before we do that, wait. Let me make sure. Let me make sure there's nothing going on with the Pistons that I missed. I do like to be um, on top of things. Hopefully, let me see any news about the Pistons. Nope, nope, nope. Oh wait, there was a Malik Beasley update. Oh, and that's just the investigation. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, nothing, nothing for the Pistons. Okay. Moving on. Last team of the East. Last team of Part Three. Um, we have the Chicago Bulls, and this perhaps might be. I mean, there's a lot of questionable teams in the East. I mean, I don't think they're going to be the worst. I think they're going to be the worst of just the okay teams. Um, they're projected 32 wins. Um, I don't think they'll be last in the East. I think they are certainly in for another year of mediocrity, though. Giddy's return is a welcome sight. He signed a contract, I believe, almost a month ago at this point, maybe a couple weeks ago. Um, it's a welcome sight for the fans of this franchise, but not much else in the way of offseason moves is the hallmark of this team. Along with that, the draft just being okay this year might be spelling more disaster. I think this team will be stuck again fighting for a playing spot, but also could slip under the projection of 32. 32 seems a bit high. Um, yeah, I think 32 is being a little too generous to this team. I think it's being way too generous. Let me look at the roster for the first time here. um, oh wow, okay, yeah, uh huh, uh huh, okay. Uh, let's run through this roster. Patrick Williams, the Kawhi Leonard 2.0 that never even became Kawhi Leonard. Um, okay, Josh Giddey. I have grown fonder of Josh Giddey simply for the fact that he's tried to improve on defense. His three ball is okay at times, and he's a pretty good floor general. I think he's really good. Um, Yuki Kimura, the Japanese two-way player. Um, damn, I'm older than him. Damn, makes me feel old. Trey Jones returns. Noah Essegay, the Frenchman, draft pick this year. Um, Isaac Okoro, Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is this the Jalen Smith? Oh my God, they got Jalen Smith back. When did they get Jalen Smith back? Oh, Jalen Smith, the prodigal son returns. Jalen Smith, nice. Let's see. Kevin Herter, Montes Buzelis, TBD, undetermined talent. Kevin Herter's okay. Zach Hans is okay. I would assume we're looking for another big leap. Julian Phillips, Kobe White, Kola Vucevic, Dalen Terry. Let's see. How many players do I like on this team? Like I actually like that. I might even actually like attempt to trade for if I was a GM. Josh Giddey, I guess. Isaac Okoro's okay. Kevin Herter is four. Montes Buzelis 4 players. Io 5. Kobe White 6. Dalen Terry. It's like there's like 6 players I really like on this team. Vucevic needs to go. I think that's no secret. If you're a Bulls fan, you know what I'm talking about. Vucevic needs to go. There's no reason for Nikola Vucevic to be on a bottom feeder team. He's a playoff sort of guy. He had a lot of okay success in Orlando. He spent what is it? He spent 9 years in Orlando. He's been in Chicago for 5 years. I don't think they've made the playoffs once. Is that crazy? Let me see. Hold on. Wait, let me see. Where did they finish? So they finished 11th. Oh no, they sixth. Yeah, sixth. Okay, sixth. 10th, ninth. Yeah. There's only one year where they've almost been close to the fifth seed or fifth in the conference. That's crazy. Yeah, Nikola Vucevic needs to go. Not because he's bad. His career averages as a Bull are literally 18 points. I think that's 10 rebounds. Yeah, 10 rebounds. Really good from three, right? I mean, it was three. It was three. Yeah, 34% from three. 40. He shot 40% last year. He played 73 games. Jeez, man. Yeah, that's a playoff guy. That's not. And I don't care about like, oh, this team's not gonna have a mentor. He's not mentoring anybody. Who who the hell is gonna be something on this team? And I use this term a lot. There are a lot of cute players. Like Josh Giddey's a cute player. Like he does. Oh, that's cute. You know what he did? He did that pass. That pass was cute. Kobe White. Oh, he scores. That's cool. Whatever. I would assume he scores. He does a little defense. He's cool. Isaac Okoro. He does the defense. He shoots the threes. He's cool. There's nobody that's like, oh my god, you gotta watch out for that guy. I don't know what to think about this team. What was the thing again? Was it 30 something wins? Um, Let me see here. Yeah, 32 wins. Let's see, what did they do last year? 39. Okay, 39. 39, 40, 46, 31. So you have to go all the way back to 2020 or 22 wins. Jeez. So you have to go back almost 4 years to get below 32. They've always been just okay enough. 30 they literally hover around 40 wins for the past like 3 years. Maybe, maybe, maybe I could talk myself into it. Maybe, but not at this point. Not at this point. So yeah, 32 is a little high for me. I don't believe in this team, and I think even if they get past 32 wins, I think the East is gonna be so tight that they might just end up in the play-in anyway. Um, let's see here. I do like to, um, well, I should say this. I have been putting a little mark next to the teams I really like. Um, as I've done these videos, and I'm going to do that now. And then I will tell you who I think is going to be, we'll say, for better lack of a better term, winners. Just winners of the regular season in the East. But yeah, that's the whole part three right now. That's all three divisions in the Eastern Conference, and let's go through um, my biggest winners, and then there'll be a seventh video after I do the Western Conference as well, where I talk about the best teams in all of the NBA. But right now, I think in the East, teams I think that could be competitive and be in the or be out of we'll say competitive, because you can be a competitive team and be in the play just because of the amount of talent that's um, in the conference at that time. So let's go through this, right? I think the Celtics are going to be competitive. I think the Knicks are going to be competitive. I think the Raptors are going to be competitive. What is that? So that's three, right? Yeah, three. So three teams there. Then you have the Hawks. Then we have the Magic. Then we have the Cavs. And then the Pistons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 teams. 7 teams I actually think are going to be competitive. That leaves room for, what's that? Three, two play. That leaves 2 other play-in spots at the bottom of the conference, um, which is going to be interesting. And the thing about this is that I could be completely wrong about some of these teams that are going to be competitive, and one of these other teams that I think are not going to be competitive are going to shoot up. Like the Sixers have a chance to shoot up, maybe. Even the Celtics, I don't feel 100% confident in it, but I think in the regular season they'll be okay. Um, yeah, so like the Sixers, the Pacers, the Bucks. Yeah, so like it's gonna fill out itself. But those are the teams I really think those are the 7 teams I really think that are going to be really competitive next year and uh, fight for fight to be out of the play-in and also fight to have top seeding come playoff time. But yeah, that's it. That's the video. That is part 3. That's the final part of the Eastern Conference. Thank you all for joining me on this. You will get excuse me, you will get part 4, but starting the Western Conference sometime next week, maybe this weekend. I don't know. I have to see what time I can record it. But you can check out the other preview videos, win projection videos, and you can check out my WNBA stuff. The WNBA finals are going to start this weekend. So if you like basketball, maybe consider checking that out. Check out my WNBA content as well. And yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.